Hello, now what we're going to do now is to look at the build database screen because it's partially done. We want to make some enhancements to it, so we're going to just go through that. Double click here to start up the program. There's our logo. And here we've got your login ID and the password. Oops. There you go. And we click here, log in, and there's the build screen. Now I'm going to build it, and we're going to look at the display will happen in this area here. There's a progress area. Don't mind this label that says existing databases. We're going to have two separate lists. There'll be a list for the existing databases, which will appear maybe on the left hand side, and over to the right we will have this window for the this pane here, this section, this list will be the progress bar as the elements are being built. Let's click on build and have a look through this. See, it flies through it really faster, then it slows down as we're doing the foreign keys. Notice the names, they have the underscore in there. I want to change that. I'll take this out and just replace it so that it has an English, instead of say employee underscore deductions, it would be employee space deductions. So we'll run a little function and give that a nice English user-friendly, English reading name for users to understand, not programming language. Another thing about the foreign keys when it builds them is, we'll see one here fairly shortly. We should be seeing some. It lists the tables, the two tables, but it does not list the individual fields. Here's a perfect example. You've got job types and, hold on, no, that's not it. No, let's wait, hold on. Yeah, right here, see this? Okay. Anyway, the database is finished. There's a prompt comes up, and now although we'll go back to that point in a moment, okay? But now that this has come up, let's look at this. This is the top of the list. This is when we started, 8:13:29 p.m. and if you scroll down, this is the 64-bit machine, so this is fairly fast. It finishes at 8:14:27 p.m. and you can calculate that out, but I don't want the users calculating it. What I want to happen is we'll put a label somewhere on here for time elapsed or time processed or whatever, and that label will show the total amount of time that the operation took to complete. So that's one thing. We'll have that. We'll have the list of the existing databases. And getting back to the point I was making before it finished, in the foreign key section, you'll see we start off here. You've got your the tables. We'll put we'll replace the underscore with a space, and then secondly, if you look at the relations, this is a perfect example right here. Accounts to taxes appears 3 times. The reason for that is, in this particular case, there are 3 fields and there are 3 foreign keys for the 3 fields which are linked. But when you look at it the way this is displayed right now, you've got the accounts, which is the parent table, and the taxes, which is the child table, and it's just repeated. It doesn't give the user the information as to which table is used. So what we can do, which column is used, sorry. So we'll put the parent table, child table, and then change this up so we include to the end of it the actual name of the column, so we can see which of the 3 columns the foreign key is being created for. This looks good though. This is fine. Maybe we could make it. Let's bring this around a little bit. We can stretch this out. This can be maximized. This can be made larger, smaller. I think I'd be happy with this just as it is. I will not bother to go back to the original plan, which I thought I would have a column with boxes to be checked off as it does each one, because you've got I think it's 116 plus 73, 189 entries in this list. And if you only had 10, 12, a short list. It could make sense to check them off, but there's so many of them, it doesn't make sense to. The visual effect is lost with so many entries in this particular case, and many of the other software that we use, that we create, will have you know, large numbers of tables. So let's do it this way, and we'll have change the captions here. Obviously we'll have something for existing databases, and this will have its own caption for progress, or you know, something to indicate that something's being done. Oh, one other thing too as well, when it starts off it says creating table. We should give the time when it actually creates the database and make that the first entry. So what you get is creating database and the database name, which is what appears here, then the tables, scroll down, down, and then from here you get creating foreign keys. Maybe even that word foreign keys, we might change that so that it's something a bit more user friendly, but it's, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Neither here nor there. So that's what we're going to do. The list of existing databases, when you refresh it, that will update that list. That's a separate bit of code still to be done. So the build, working sweet, working good, just the visual display. The refresh, we'll have to get the other list box here, and then the caption, maybe somewhere along the bottom somewhere, or maybe at the top, probably at the top, time elapsed, and you get an idea of the total amount of time it took to build the database and the tables. Then we can compare. Once that's done, we can run this on the 32-bit machines, we can run it on the 64-bit machines, and you know, test it, local connection, remote connection, that type of stuff. That's looking good. It's very useful, and once that's done, we move on to the next thing in the list. This, I was thinking of making this a label, but this is a, you know, read-only text box. It does give you the ability to copy and paste the server name, but I don't know. I don't know. Is that useful? How useful is that? Who knows? Okay. All right. That's a wrap. Let's close this, and we'll come back again when the changes are done. Cool.